Hi, this is Trevor Conquergood. Welcome to this week's R&K Software Club's video for the week. And the topic for this week is going to be about the Floriani Creative Express software. Maybe you've heard about it or maybe you haven't, but let me explain all about it. And it's actually a free program that anybody can get, and it's a great thing for all of your friends and family to have. If they don't own the FTCU software, and I know you do, then you might like your friends to have the Creative Express as kind of like a companion software. And so let me close my window and show you all about it. So basically, this is the Today page that when you install the Creative Express software, it's kind of like the FTCU Today page. It has links to things like, start a support ticket or see what's new and visit the forum and that kind of stuff. And just like FTCU, you can, close it when you're done kind of checking out what's on it. And it gives you kind of like an empty workspace. And so if you already own FTCU, you would recognize this workspace as kind of like a baby version of the Floriani software. It doesn't have that many things that it can do, but if you were brand new to embroidery, it can do some really important things. Namely, it can open and save all the embroidery formats. It's got the cool kind of browser windows over here on the side and the library. I mean, they're not going to get the free monthly designs just because they downloaded the free software, but you can use it to browse your own designs and it will iconize them for you. And you can find a design that you like and click and drag to, bring it onto your workspace and, create a layout with kind of like multiple designs. Just click and drag the ones that you want and bring them onto your workspace, and then, maybe put a hoop on your screen and select your designs, and you can select from, popular hoop sizes based upon the format that you embroider with. So if you use, Jeff format, then these would be the different hoop sizes that you could get, to work with for your machine, and then you could create a layout based upon that. And so it's got the cool slow redraw kind of simulator, so you can click here to start sewing. If I turn on the 3D mode, notice that my design looks a little bit more kind of realistic and three-dimensional, and I can watch it sew out. You can make it go faster or slow it down if you want to. You can even pause it and see exactly what stitch you're at and go like one stitch at a time. So it's really a great tool for a beginner embroiderer to have. It kind of introduces you to the Floriani family of software. It's actually the very same download. The entire program is all the same you install that you would install if you were going to install the Floriani FTCU software or any of the other programs like Sketch-A-Stitch or Total Quilter or Rainbow Lettering Master. Those are all things that can be unlocked by going into your help menu. And there's an area called the license activator. And so if you do end up purchasing any Floriani software, you simply activate it. And so if you already own the Floriani software, you certainly do not need to activate or download Creative Express. You already own it. These are tools that you already have. That said, it's a great companion. So if you've got a friend who also does embroidery, one of the great things about the Floriani software is the extra things that you can do, like add notes to an embroidery design. You can literally type in here, don't forget. And no, that's not how you spell it. But you get the idea. You could put notes in your embroidery design. You can even, when you get a Floriani WAF design, the sewing sequence can even have notes. If there's applique designs, it will tell you when to cut the fabric, when to, remove that hoop and all that kind of stuff. And as a Floriani Creative Express, it allows you to see all that valuable information. And so it is very cool for a lot of different reasons. It has a few of the Floriani tools. So for example, I could select this butterfly and of course I can copy it and make another copy, and I could maybe like resize the butterfly to a new size, or I could stretch it to be longer or rotate it to be like any angle that I wanted to. And of course there's flip buttons and rotate by 90 degree type buttons. You can tell it to like select all your stuff and then use the center it to the hoop button, or maybe you've got one butterfly that you want to make lots of them, and you can use the duplicate tool to click and drag and make new butterflies and create your own little kind of swarm of butterflies. And so that's kind of cool. And there's also a color sort tool. So if you had like 3 color butterflies and every time you duplicated them, your design kind of got like 3 more color stops, you could use this tool to sort that out. So there are some very fun tools that it comes with, and perhaps one of the more powerful tools for a beginner that doesn't own any software would be the text tool. So it's actually possible to use our Floriani text. The software is going to come with 4 fonts, and just like the basic text tool, so not all of the different kind of sort of like monogramming tools or kind of extra ones with true types or any of that stuff, but it does allow you to work with a basic font. Notice that in my collection there are more than 4. The ones that it comes with are like Rounded, Primer, Anniversary, and Andrew. That said, because I have fonts that I've collected, I guess what I'm telling you is if you have Creative Express, you can add fonts to your collection. And so if you own FTCU and you use the font tool to create a font with the font importer, right? If you create a font, you could share it with somebody who could then use it with the Creative Express software. And so that is how I was able to get extra fonts. I actually also have fonts that we made using the Floriani Lettering Master software. And so those become actual true embroidery fonts, and it becomes, very much like a font that you might have got, professionally made, right? Because it's got all the different kind of abilities that you can do, like easily changing its size. You don't have to collect, the 1-inch size and the 2-inch size and the 3-inch size, because the software has the ability to kind of recalculate the stitches when you make it bigger, when you make it software. And it's got, all of those kind of cool Floriani things that you want, like the ability to adjust the letter spacing, or maybe add a little bit of dramatic effect to it, that kind of stuff. And so it's pretty neat, and it's called Floriani Creative Express. And so basically, it's not for you if you've already got FTCU. Then certainly you have already all of these abilities and so many more, but this is a great suggestion for sort of like your companions in the embroidery world if they don't have it, and now you can share with them a design that you made in the WAF format. And if they need to change the text or that kind of thing, they can. And so it's kind of fun program, and it's absolutely free. You can get it by visiting our website, the rnksoftware.club. Let me just bring it up. Okay, so this is the rnksoftware.club website, and as you know, if you own the FTCU software, this would be the place to go to find out, what are the latest free embroidery designs, or, this is where you go if you had Total Quilter. And so notice there's a place for Creative Express. And so if somebody wants to learn more about Creative Express, there are, videos about the features that it does have. This is where you go to download it. And what you'll find out is that it's the same place where we all go to download the software. When you click on download the Floriani software, the F is for FTCU, and the Q is for Total Quilter, and the S is for Sketch-A-Stitch, and L is for Lettering Master, and R is for Rainbow, and C is for Creative Express. And the latest build is 3859, and you can just click right here to start to download it. And so the other thing I'll say is that if you've ever deactivated your software, or perhaps you got a new computer and you installed the Floriani software, then Creative Express is what it will be called until you activate it. And so, to be able to activate it, I would need to go to that license activator, and I'll just gray out the personal information here, but I can click on kind of like a list down here and choose any of the different programs that you might want to go ahead and activate, right? And so if you have FTCU, you would click on Floriani Total Control U, and then you would type in your activation number. And so why don't I activate mine, and then I'll come back and show you guys how my screen has changed. Okay, so it's all done restarting, and you can see that I now have the Floriani Today page, and I can, just go ahead and close that. And how the workspace is very similar. How I still have, a designs tab on the side that I can use to, browse to the different locations of my computer and see the different designs that are in my different locations, and how I can click and drag, to bring a design onto my workspace. But now I have all of the tools that are available with FTCU, like, of course, Save to Sew, and, text tools are much more abundant, not to mention literally hundreds and hundreds of fonts. Like, I'm not sure, the last time I counted, there was just under 300 fonts before I started making any of my own. And so now I have the FTCU. But the cool thing is, there are some go-between kind of tools. So if your friend has Creative Express and you've got FTCU, then one of the things you may want to do is, like I said, put notes in your designs, Trevor says, and save it as a WAF and send them the design in the WAF. And some of the benefits of that could be, for example, they can resize the design, or perhaps add their own personalization to it, or just save any format that they need it to, right? And if you've made a font and you want to share it with your friends, then you have the tools drop down menu where you have the ability to export assets, and then you also have the ability to export designs. And so there are videos about those things specifically, but I'll plan new videos to kind of go over, what is export assets and how does that work? Even if your friends own FTCU, if you've created a really cool font with your lettering master, you might want to share that font with your friends, or you can even make them for sale. And now your friends / customers could use Creative Express or FTCU to open them. And so we love our FTCU, and we think Creative Express is a great companion for the people that don't have it. And we hope you enjoyed today's video and learning a little bit more about it. And so until next week, have a great day. Thanks for listening, and bye for now.